Here we are. Welcome, everyone. I guess we're about a minute early. Boy, that was a short intro. iOS 26, or is it 19? Or what the heck is the numbering? I don't know. Anyway, new features on whatever number they're going to call it. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Passkeys. Does anyone remember passkeys? Are you using them? Maybe some good reasons that you should. And T-Mobile is getting in the fiber business. And they are offering the deal of a lifetime, 5-year price guarantee, just rolled out this week. Talk all about that today on these 3 articles. I'm Ron Brown, and this is Tech for Senior Live. And we are here today on June, June the 5th, right? So anyway, welcome everyone welcome everyone. And it's going to be a fun show. We have lots of good news to talk about. You're probably wondering who we are. Well, we are a bunch of crazy seniors who have been doing this for a very long time, right, Huey? 267 shows on our Monday show. So we originated from our Monday show, which of course is a Zoom meeting, and we have a lot of fun on that. If you haven't come by and participated in the Monday show, lots of people do, and we keep having a lot of fun, so we keep doing it. And this, of course, is a different type of show. It's being broadcast on StreamYard out to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So all 3 we are broadcasting out to today. And it's a news show about news, and we're going to talk about 3 articles that I've chosen to start out with, and then we will go through all the news, which of course is, let me just put this up on our Facebook page, which should be here. And so if you want to just pop over to Facebook and type in Tech for Senior, you will find us on Facebook, and you can go through the articles as we go through them. Now, also, we post these on a daily basis. So if you have a computer club or you're interested in tech articles, just follow our Facebook page, and we'll keep you updated on all the latest tech articles. You can find them there. And those are where we get the articles to review. So as we go through them, you can follow along with us, because sometimes the print's a little small on our streaming service. So anyway, you can follow them along as we go through. So we have, of course, the Tech for Senior gang today. Again, you probably know who we are. I'm Ron Brown. I'm from Comox, British Columbia, on a little island off the west coast of Vancouver, off the west coast of Vancouver Island, and in Canada. And so that's where it's a gorgeous day here. It's going to be up to 80 degrees. It's just sunny, sunny, sunny. Great place to be. And over on the other side of the world, in a different country, way down south, is of course Huey Popluck in Bradenton, Florida. Right, Huey?
Yep, we're a northern state in the southern part of the United States.
Yes, indeed. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Looking for a good show today. There's a lot of interesting news, tech news. We do talk about tech news, not we no politics here. We talk about tech news. So if you're looking for talking heads talking about nonsense of the politics of the world, not here. Not here. We talk about tech news.
Correct. And to also today we have with us, of course, Mike Lehman. Mike is from Moncton, New Brunswick, and he is on the eastern side of Canada. And he is also our music director for our Monday show. And I guess I'm trying to think, Mike, you have lots of claim to fames, but I guess your claim to fame is you were the person that probably installed most of the technology that we're using today. So you are a techie guy that was before the techie guys, because you built radio stations and did broadcasting and did all sorts of stuff.
Built radio stations. I was also a Cisco network specialist. So, I mean, the backbone of the internet is built primarily on Cisco equipment, routers and switches. And I'm Cisco qualified in network security, Wi-Fi, voice over IP, switching, routing and switching. So, I mean, got quite a broad background.
Absolutely. So excellent. So and Mike helped me with a problem this week, so it was great. I said, Mike, what do I do? And he told me, and I think he fixed it. So listen, he's got a lot of good ideas. So anyway, welcome, Mike, and we do appreciate you being here. Huey, do we have anybody listening to us today?
We got just a few so far that have signed in and given us their information. We'd like to have more, but let's take a look who's out there.
Just if you are out there listening, we have no idea who's out there. We can't see you. So if you're out there and you're listening, if you put something in the chat, then we sort of know who's there, right? And so that's the only way we know who's listening. Ed Weiss, 82 degrees, sunny in central New Jersey. Mike Saunders, 54 degrees and overcast in Chesham, UK. Welcome, Mike. Dick Vogel, cloudy and dry for now, 83 degrees, Sanford, Florida. Betty from visiting in Omaha. Oh, you're in Omaha. Okay.
Yeah, she's normally here in Florida. And that's it so far. I've signed in. So.
Okie doke. All right. Well, let's get on with. We've got a bunch of articles to go through. We've got lots of stuff to talk about. So let's start with. Let me get up my. So the first one first article we want to talk about, of course, is we're going to be talking about this a lot next week, and this is Apple does their Worldwide Developer Conference next week, and part of what we're going to be talking about is the new features in iOS 26. Now you're going to say, well, 26, what the heck? Well, Apple is renaming their the numbering on their versions of their software, and so they've decided to play the old Microsoft game and change them all the time, so we never can figure them out, right? They used to do it pretty steady, but anyway, so they're changing the numbering. So this will be the new version, and Apple is set to unveil iOS 26 at the Worldwide Developer Conference on 2025, which is next week, June the 9th, introducing significant updates across its ecosystem, with a major visual overhaul is anticipated. Several enhancements to core apps and services are also expected. In messages, live translation, automatic translation of incoming and outgoing messages, facilitating multilingual conversations. Just to let you know, as you probably know, my daughter lives in Addis in Africa, and she uses they all have iPhones, and she uses Google's Translate all the time. So this will be a feature I'm going to have to talk to her about this. This is likely a feature she's going to use a lot. Polls, introducing polls within chats with potential integration of Apple Intelligence to suggest poll structures based on conversation context. Music, animated lock screen artwork, expansion of animated album art to the lock screens now playing view, enhancing the visual experience. So you'll be able to see a lot more with your even when your screen's locked. Markdown export, ability to export notes in Markdown format, catering to users who prefer this markup language for formatting. And the last one here, I think, is CarPlay. This is the big one. Updated interface, a refreshed CarPlay UI, aligning with iOS 28's design language, offering a more cohesive user experience. So lots to talk about next week.
Yep.
So
we know the topics. We know the more
topics.
about them.
Yeah. So it should be all that. So it's a big deal for Apple next week. We've covered the Microsoft, the Google, and Samsung's events the previous month. Last month we did those events. So I think we got. And then of course the big news is Android 16 is coming out in July, and you know why it's coming out in July?
No, tell me.
Because Pixel 10 is coming out in August. So they want it released before Pixel 10 is going to be released. So we'll have lots to talk about. But I just wanted to remind everybody that's listening that we will be taking a holiday in July. So we'll be away. Tech for Senior Live. We'll be doing our Monday show, but Tech for Senior Live will be on holidays for the month of July, and we'll be back fully invigorated and rejuvenated and excited with all the July news. We'll have to talk twice as fast, Huey, because we're going to have to cover all the July news in the first week in August. So it'll be
and we'll still be posting to the Facebook page. We just aren't going to have the show.
That's right, and that will be that'll be coming up in this next month. All right. The next one was an article which is interesting. This was so the article was this. I forget. This came out from. I'm not sure where the article came from, but I ignored Google's passkey prompts for months, but now I feel silly for waiting. So, and this is sort of what the image might look at. So I thought that was an interesting article, and I did a video in 2023 on passkeys, and I forgot I did it, but I did I thought it was a good video, and so but we haven't heard a lot of passkeys. I mean, they're there, and so but if we asked, I bet you if we did a poll on our Monday show, very few people use passkeys. So this fella said, I have a 22 character long password that's a random mix of letters, numbers, and special characters, but entering this password on a brand new device has become a chore. Add a two-factor authentication prompt via the Authenticator app or SMS, and the login process can become frustratingly long. This is admittedly only a minor inconvenience in the grand scheme of things, but it's not elegant at all. I'm also in the minority. Most people don't use a password manager and reuse the same login information everywhere. Lucky it turns out that there's a solution to the friction of maintaining long yet secure password keys. So the important thing to takeaway message here is enhance. The key points of passkeys are enhanced security and convenience. Passkeys eliminate the need for passwords by using cryptogenic keys stored on your device. Secured by biometrics like fingerprints or facial recognitions, this approach reduces the risk of phishing and credential theft. Simplified login process. Logging in with passkeys involves scanning a QR code with your phone or authenticating via biometric streamlined process without the need for two-factor authentication codes. And cross-device compatibility. Now, this has changed. When we originally, passkeys first came out, they were device dependent. And in fact, the video I made stressed the issue that they were device dependent. But since they've been released, they're now they now are cross-platform through all devices, and it's simply it works seamlessly. User adoption trends. Younger generations, particularly Gen Z, are more inclined to adopt passkeys, while older users tend to stick with traditional passwords and two-factor authentication methods. So since we're an older group, are we sticking with two-factor authentication methods, or are we using passkeys? What do you guys think? Now, I want to tell you something before we discuss. I'm going to ask Huey and I'm going to ask Mike. But I want to say one thing about passkeys. Passkeys are a long-term solution to, and they're for sure very secure, and there are a lot of advantage to using. The problem that has been the implementation of passkeys and the non-standard approach to which they get integrated into different menus. So if you want to use passkeys in Google, it's a little bit different than Microsoft, which is a little different than Facebook, which is different than Bitwarden. So the problem is it's all different, and it's all a bit confusing because it's not as simple like just enter your password in. So because of that, the adoption seems to be slow. But I think in the long term, this is where we're going to be. So Huey, what's your take on the situation?
I use passwords. I don't use passkeys. because of the fact that I don't know which one to use, and I'm used to it. I have a password manager. It creates the passwords for me. I go to it. When I try so many different AI programs, apps, and each one has a different password, and all of them, I'm trying to keep them all around 18 to 22 characters. So I do have to enter them in and set it up, and I'm done with it. So if I need to go to it, I have the password manager built into, for instance, Chrome, and have it remember the passwords. If it doesn't, I quickly open up my password manager and they're there. I don't like to keep my password manager open because if I automatically have it open when I start my computer, then if anybody started my computer or could get into the computer, they're into my passwords too. So I certainly don't like doing that.
One of the things that I think the important things that our viewers need to know is that you can use passkeys in addition to using two-factor authentication and passwords. So it's not that you have to use one or the other. You can use both. So that's not a problem. Okay. Mike, you use passkeys. You said, we were talking earlier, you said you use passkeys. Where do you use them?
Well, I have a Google passkey set up, and I have, I believe, a Microsoft passkey set up. And really, I've only set passkeys up when it comes up and says, well, do you want to set up a passkey? Sure, why not? I use a lot of two-factor authentication. For example, my banking apps and my payment apps to do my tap to pay with my phone and so on, which is a requirement of the security of that. But for the most part, I just sort of go with the flow. And I mean, you're much more ambitious than I am, Huey. I keep my passwords at 9 to 11 or 12 characters typically, just so I can remember them.
So this is interesting, and I suspect that has a lot to do with our age, and it's particularly what I just said. It's the younger generation is probably going to go, but I would encourage people to what I said earlier is the adoption of passkeys by companies putting that out is slow, and it's slow going. And if you do get offered a passkey, I would say yes, do it. And for example, you will probably get asked by Google, and I have a Google passkey as well, and it really makes logging in very, very, very easy. The other one, if you do use Bitwarden, now Bitwarden was the one that, oh man, that's such a great thing, is Bitwarden was always a bit of a pain in the butt, particularly on a PC, because you had to log into your PC version before it would enable the extension in Chrome, and there was a couple of steps you had to go through. So when they brought out passkeys and I said yes, it just automatically logs me in. It's super easy, and it makes the whole system a lot simpler. I guess as we go through this is in the article, and this is what the article was about. The fella kept getting asked, do you want to use passkeys? And he said, no, because I'm doing two-factor authentication like Huey and passwords. So, but once he saw how easy it was, he said, this is crazy. You guys got to use passkeys. And that's the reason I wanted to discuss the article today, is give it a try. It's for sure the way of the future. It's going to be a slow uptake for a variety of reasons, but passkeys do work and they are very secure. Any comments, you guys, or anything before we...
I use two-factor authentication a lot, and the reason I really like it on my desktop is I use PhoneLink, which connects to my phone, so I can just bring up the PhoneLink program, and there's the message, and so I don't even have to pick up my phone in order to get the passcode to put in.
Right, but also works. The passkeys work on your mobile device or your tablet or whatever. Yeah. You've got passkeys. It really is very easy to synchronize. All right, and then of course the big news this week was the big news. It's been all over the internet, and this is the big announcement: is T-Mobile debuts its fiber home internet, and this was with a 5-year price lock. T-Mobile officially launches its fiber home internet service starting June 5th, 2025. Plans include fast speeds, no data caps, no contracts, and no equipment fees. The carrier plans to expand the fiber home internet to over 12 million homes by 2030. And they're offering up to 2 gigs up and 2 gigs down. So I don't have a lot. I don't want. I mean, this is a U.S. story. T-Mobile, of course, is in the U.S. So it is what it's a. I guess we were talking about this earlier, and Huey and I both have fiber cable, and it really depends on your environment, where you live, and what the competition is, and you have to look at what if this is a good deal or not. But it is interesting that T-Mobile is definitely getting into the fiber business.
Yep, and it's, for me, the fiber that I have is cheaper than what they're offering, but also I already have T-Mobile, and so if I wanted to, I could get it and then tie it in with my phone bill. But it would increase my bill, so I would just...
It may not work for you, but have a look at it. As we said, we always say, Huey and I and Mike always say, you should evaluate your internet package every 6 months. Look for better deals. There are lots of better deals around, and just make sure you keep looking.
Yeah, and even check your own company. A lot of times they'll have a better deal.
Absolutely. Huey, before we get to the news articles, any other comments or?
Yes. Yep. Let's see. We ended here. Okay.
Jim Talman, 86 degrees in Venice, Florida. Hi, Jim. Gene, 81 degrees and sunny in Pennsylvania. Murray Strom, good morning from sunny Victoria, Canada. Yes, good morning, Murray.
And coming back to see us is Jolyn.
Yeah, hi, Jolyn.
Yeah, she was on the Stug meeting last night too. So good to see her again. She's been missing.
Yeah, Jolin has worked tirely for years and years and years doing computer support for their computer in their local area in South Carolina, and she's really a techie guru, I would say. So she's been on the show before. Jolin's been
Yep.
on the show before. Yep. So
Yeah, and we go to her when we have problems.
yeah, exactly. So yeah. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan, 58 degrees. James Martis, sunny and 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Cookville, Tennessee. I forgot to include that.
And we're caught up.
All right. Well, let's get on to the news articles. And there we go. And as I said, if you have trouble watching us, let's have a look. This is our Facebook on there, and you can, if you want to follow along, then you can follow it there. Okay, Huey, Notebook LM.
Yeah, I've actually got, I think, a couple articles on this. It's more powerful than the writer had initially estimated, and it's a good article. And if you haven't tried Notebook LM, you need to take a look at it and read the article, because it tells you some things that you can do with it.
And Huey, just to remind people, this is a product from Google.
That's correct.
And it is, if you want to find Notebook LM, it's free, and it's if you just go to notebooklm.com, you'll find it.
I believe so, but
Right.
just if not, just search for Notebook LM, and it is it's very powerful. It's a research tool, so you can really dive into some things that get lots of information on it.
The other thing about Notebook LM, which we discussed last week, is there now is an app for your phone. There's an Android and iOS app, and you can just download it free of charge and install it on your phone. So it's available for that, and it's free as well.
And this is a second article on Notebook LM. It's a public notebook features make sharing your notes easier than ever. So once you create it and get some information, it's easier now to share with it.
So one of the people on our Monday show, one of our viewers, had a great application for Notebook LM. He bought a brand new electric car, like mine, like I have a RAV4, and my instruction manual is 1,200 pages long. Now, I don't want to read 1,200 pages, not alone if I want to try to find something in 1,200 pages, to have to go through and try and find it. So what he did was he uploaded the digital version of the instruction manual on whatever car he had. I don't remember what car it was. And he put it into Notebook LM. Notebook LM took it in and digitized. It was in a digital format, but indexed it all. So now if he wants to know how to change a light bulb in whatever in part of the car, and he just asks Notebook LM that, and it finds that paragraph in the manual and is able to tell him exactly what to do. So it indexes it all for you, so you can upload things. That's just one of the features, and that's a good practical. I'm going to put my now that I've got Notebook LM on my phone, my goal is to put the digital manual in, and so I can figure out things that I need to know.
Okay, and the next one here is 8 tech tools every traveler needs on their next adventure. So it lists some things that you should have, and one of them, if Ron would hold it up, he's got a set of keys that's got one of those on it. There you go.
So this is my keychain. I said, when Huey brought this article up, I said, Huey, you're not going to believe this. This is when we had our fifth wheel and I was living in Texas for a while. This is this was a keychain, and this is the Texas logo for the state, and it's on a leather. And man, this is good quality, made in Texas. It's I've had that now for, gosh, must be 15 years, and it still is on my truck key ring.
And so there's such things as an organizer bag, Let's see, we need to close that. Uh, and portable power bank. So these are some of the suggestions that they have for this. And portable Bluetooth speaker. So lots of things that you want to have if you're traveling. And also, the next article is I turned my hotel smart TV into a streaming hub with these gadgets from home. So if you're traveling there are some don't travel without these three devices. There's some kind of a streaming device, whether it be a Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire Stick, Roku stick, or an Apple TV, a little travel router or hotspot, and so on. Tips for setting up a hotel streaming hub. So it's a good article on that. So let's see, come back here. So those were two good articles I thought on things if you travel. I haven't been traveling much. I do go from my bedroom to the living room quite often, but other than that, I'm not traveling much. Then this article, YouTube will soon let viewers use Google Lens to search what they see while watching shorts. So if you're watching a Google short, you can take that short and then using Google Lens find more information about that particular topic. So that I thought was interesting. And this one is it's not your imagination. AI is speeding up the pace of change. So AI now has really made things advance so much quicker, and it's scary how fast things are changing. I've been working on a presentation, and every week the material changes so much that I haven't been able to complete it. And if I do, it's going to be out of date the day I complete it. So it's just amazing. And it all started, AI became popular in November of 2022. So that's how recent all of this blow up on AI has been, just less than, 3 years. It's amazing.
So Huey, coming back to YouTube Shorts, I saw a statistic this week. Can you believe this? People are watching 700 million shorts an hour.
Does that include TikTok or not?
No, this is YouTube.
That's just the Google.
700 YouTube shorts an hour. 700 million. Can you I just can't even. That blows my mind away. I can't even possibly imagine that. How
and TikTok is even more than that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't get it. Wow, that blows me away.
I sometimes get lost in that rabbit hole. I'll start watching one and then go to the next and go to the next, and all of a sudden it's a half an hour or an hour later.
Well, I do that all the time, Huey. I do it all the time. I start
and that's what they want us to do.
Yeah. It's a half an hour of wasted time. After dinner, I go and I sit down, and I sort of want to waste some time. I'll just start looking at a short, and then I just keep going through. It's crazy.
Ron, this is yours. Finally.
Yes. Well, thank you for allowing me to have a article today. It's really nice of you to do that. Pocket, we talked about this last week. Pocket, of course, is going away, and it will be, I think, at the end of the month. So this was an article on alternatives. So if you are a sad person, because Pocket's been around for years, probably, since I started even having PCs. It's been around since I think PCs started, and so people really like it. And so this is an article on the alternatives to Pocket. So if you want to look at alternatives, then I'm not going to go through them, but the article is about that.
I've never used Pocket.
Yeah, it was. I had it on my Palm Pilot, and it goes way back. All right, now. This is going to be very interesting. Actually, hold on, just hold that thought there for just a second.
I'll read what it says while you're doing.
No. What I want to do is go down. I want to do the. There's another article. I want to do them in order. Okay.
Okay.
Can you go down two? I think it's good to go down one more. Yeah, that's the article. Okay. So Now the article is interesting. So this is interesting. So, Mike, what do you think of this article? Profitable African fintech. Now, that's just a technical company they use. I wondered what fintech was, but it's just a financial technical thing. And it's called PalmPay. Is in talks to raise as much as $100 million. This is a Nigerian company and it's launching a payment scheme from Nigeria. And I said to Huey today, I said, "You got to be kidding!" Like there is no way.
Is the Nigerian prince involved?
Exactly. This is just not going to go on. But just a minute now. This is very interesting, actually. You got to read the article. Now, if you come down, launched in 2019, PalmPay started out in Nigeria, Africa's most populous country, and a major fintech hub, which is a major financial technical hub. At this time, over half the adults in the country were unbanked, and traditional banks catered mostly to salaried and formal clients. PalmPay saw an opportunity to flip the model on its head, building a digital bank from scratch, but optimized it for realities of Africa's informal economy. The company launched an app featuring its instant onboarding, zero transfer fees, and growing suite of services. So anyway, so this is interesting. Now pay attention because the plot thickens here. So how does this work? So what happens is if you go to the grocery, let's say you go to the grocery store and you want to buy an apple. You take the apple to the checkout and you say, "I want to buy this apple," but you don't have a wallet and you don't have money. So they say, "Okay, it's going to cost you $1 for this apple." And so fine. So then there's a like a tap and pay scanner, and you put your palm print on it. And bingo, that's linked to your bank account, and $1 comes out of your bank account. So it is there's no physical. You don't have to have a credit card. You don't have anything on there, and it's linked in your bank account. And that's what it is. It's using the palm of your hand as a payment scheme. And this is being developed. Now, this is far past development. Now let's go back to so you're going to say this is a bit goofy. Well, just a minute now. Let's go back to the following. Let's go back to the original article, Huey.
I'm there. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just come back up here because where the heck is it here? Poland and Thailand set for palm payment rollout. So two countries, Poland and Thailand, are already rolling out this service in their countries. Now, the advantage again being is that you don't have to have a physical device with you. It's just your palm on the reader, and bingo, it's like a debit. It comes right out of your bank account. So depending on the country you're in, there could be some advantage to this. So what do you guys think? I think it's interesting.
Instead of cutting off a finger, they cut off your whole hand now.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, it's interesting. It's a whole, we've talked about digital wallets. I mean, we're going to talk about lots of stuff about digital wallets today. Yeah. I thought, well, this is it. The worst part about it is, of course, it's from Nigeria, right? Like the Nigerian prince scam. It's like, but I didn't know that Nigeria was like the technical hub of Africa, really. I mean, that's where a lot of the technology is all there. So anyway, I thought it was an interesting article.
Well, yeah, we use fingerprints now. We use facial recognition now. We use the palm because they are unique. The lines, there are palm readers out there that can read the lines in your hand. So each person's different.
I wonder why. Oh, maybe they did the palm because if you had a fingerprint reader, how would you know? It would be confusing on which fingerprint to use, but a palm is a palm, right? So that's probably why they use the palm rather than a fingerprint, right?
Well, a palm reader is just an extension of a fingerprint reader.
Right. But if you had a fingerprint reader, it would have to. What if you put your middle finger down? It wouldn't work because it was the index where you did the training. So that was anyway. Cool. Anyway, thought it was.
You might have different fingers for different accounts.
So you'll hear more about the palm You heard it first on Tech for Senior.
Yeah.
This is, of course, Android. I just brought this up. We talked a bit about it last week, but Android 16 will be coming out next month in preparation for, of course, Pixel's release in August. But part of the new feature in Android 16 is the advanced protection feature from scamming and phishing. And this will be a big upgrade. So one of the big advantages in Android 16, we'll be talking a lot more about this when it's released. I'm not going to, if you want more information now, you can look at the article, but this is a big feature. It's and Android 16 is out in beta testing now. So if you do beta test it, this does work and you can actually enroll in this and try it out.
And of course, us Samsung users have to wait many months for Samsung to come up with their own version of the Android 16.
Don't you have a Pixel phone, Google? Or Huey?
No, I have a Samsung phone.
Oh, really? Oh, well, okay.
Okay, our next one is also you, Ron.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Okay, yep.
So this is no, hold on. Did we miss one?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. It was more on the Android 16.
Okay. All right. Is this
Do not make these calls. Yep, this is yours. Do not make these calls. I think it's you. Yeah. Do not make these calls on your smartphone, warns Google. Let's see what it says here.
I know.
Forget unpaid toll and undelivered texts.
Right. So they're talking about this, the spam, the type of spamming text you're going to get, and if you do get something on, a message coming through that you that your credit card didn't go through or something like that, then be very careful on the phone numbers they list or trying to phone them, because you could be you most likely will be setting yourself up for a very
and they're targeting older adults, which is us.
Yeah, so just be careful with that. A lot of that's going to go away with the with iOS with Android 16.
We hope they'll find ways around it.
Yeah, I had an experience like that with my bank in that I got a message and they wanted me to call back, and the number showed up as a fraud number, and I'm kind of, and I looked at the number and the last 7 digits were the same as the 800 number for my bank. But what was different was, instead of being 1888, it was 1866. And that was the only difference. If you dialed the 1866, you got the scammer. If you dialed the 1888, you got the bank.
Right. Yeah. Well, I had an email this morning, was my Camtasia Assets subscription didn't go through, some issue with my credit card. I got a note this morning from TechSmith, and I simply phoned them. I have their support number. I just phoned the support number directly, and I knew exactly it was the correct one because I use it all the time. And they put me through, and we solved the problem. And that, rather than responding or dealing with that message, it was probably fine, but I just phoned them. It was much safer that way.
Ron, this is you. Log into your Samsung account by the end of the month, or forever hold your peace.
Well, yeah, it's interesting, Huey, because if you have I'm pretty sure this is true, but if you have a Samsung phone, you need to set up a Samsung account. So if you don't have a Samsung phone anymore, then you probably don't need your Samsung account. And particularly, suppose 10 years ago you had a Samsung phone, and now you've had three or four other different models of phones other than Samsung, then you've still got that Samsung account. So I think it's over 2 years. If you haven't used your Samsung account, and you have something in that account that you want, maybe photos or something like that, because they're going to delete your account. So you use it or lose it, because they must have a massive number of accounts that aren't being used, right? Because like like with Gail, she had her last, I bought her the Pixel phone, so now she's got her Google. She just uses she doesn't use the Samsung account because she had a Samsung phone. So so her account's never going to be used again. So it's just a dead account, right? So they're going to start deleting them. But if you had stored pictures on the Samsung photo albums or in there, that there's something there that you want, you should go back and have a look at that and make sure you get it out of your account.
Okay, the next one is 5 apps.
Yeah, this was cool. Not something Huey and I or probably Mike would use, but younger people who are moving around, who have lots of apartments, these are 5 apps that can help you arrange your new home. You can set up your home and look at different where the lights and the furniture is going to go. I thought this was a cool idea, and I would probably use it if I was going to get an apartment or move or something like that. This would be a cool idea.
Yeah, I looked for something like that many years ago. But a lot of us seniors are looking to downsize, going into some kind of a facility where we have our own room. How do we want to arrange it? What furniture do we want to take with us, and so on. So I think this would be very good for a lot of us.
I don't think Chris and Jim would need that on their residential cruise ship in 140 square feet.
They don't have a lot of extra room to maneuver it around.
Exactly. Just Pixel 10, and just August 13th is the launch date for Pixel. So we'll be back off of holidays, so that'll be covering that. This is very interesting. This is a big deal.
I saw that, and I was going to post it and saw you already did.
I posted it 3 times. Sorry, I posted so that we'd get to it. This is big news. Google Wallet is losing direct pay contact with PayPal. And so we've talked a lot about, I'm not going to talk about what Google Wallet is. And I don't know if Samsung and Apple are also having the same issue. But anyway, you're not going to be able to use PayPal as a direct payment through your Google Wallet. Now, the reason for this is, guess why? Because PayPal is coming out with the competition. So they're going to have their own digital wallet. So there's nothing wrong with it. It works, but PayPal is now going to have their own. They haven't released it yet, but part of the first is breaking away from Google and Google's wallet. And so they're going to have their own system. All right. So just if you have PayPal in your Google digital wallet and you're using PayPal through your Google digital wallet, it's not going to work. I think it's by the end of the month. So this is not a new story. This has been around for a while. Every child in the world is happy now. Isn't that nice, Huey?
Yep.
Because last night was New York's biggest Switch 2 launch event. So Switch has now launched. And speaking of launching, we're launching into our last 15 minutes.
Oh, wow. How time flies when you're having fun.
I know. Can you, any more comments? Edie, Taylor Rich, Edie, yes. 71 degrees in Prescott, Arizona, going up to 80 degrees. Jolin said, very kind words, Ron and Huey. Thank you. We miss you. So it's nice to see you. Mike Saunders, I put my professionally written will into Notebook LM and it turned into normal English. Oh, that's a good idea. But I'll have to we have to get a digital version of our will and then just upload it in there. That's good. Yeah, absolutely good idea. Do you guys put all these articles anywhere else? Like on your No, they just stay forever on our Facebook page. We let Facebook do all the work, right, Huey?
Yep.
And they'll just be here forever. Dick Vogel, it sounds more like a debit card with its limitations.
The Google Wallet and the PayPal wallet.
Well, we've talked about Google Wallet a lot. You can put a debit card in Google Wallet or a credit card. Yeah, a lot of things you can put in Google Wallet.
I think Dick is referring to the Palm.
Oh, the Palm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a debit card. Yep, exactly, Dick. Yep. But you don't need the physical card, right? So it's just a palm print. James Martis, I was wondering if the palm reader, it will provide for reading your future if the bank I think probably if you put your palm on there, it's just not going to pay. It's zeroed out, so there's no money.
Gee, there's a palm reader right around the corner from me.
Yeah. Will my account have money in it? Look at my palm. Murray says palm readers have been used for years to unlock and open doors, especially in secure areas. Good, interesting, Murray. I hadn't thought about that. So this isn't so new. I guess the technology is getting it linked into your bank account, like Dick says, with a debit card. Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 65 degrees and sunny.
And we're caught up.
And we're all caught up. Okay.
So back to the news.
Back to the news.
And
we talked about this last week, and this is this was of course Walmart's Google TV brand, which is good. We talked about all that last week, but the point is the Android 14 TV 14, which is the latest version, is all alerts are getting updates to that. So if you did have this and you do have Google TV with the ONN, you're getting a big upgrade. Free.
Or if you have the ONN box.
Yeah. So that works out pretty good.
Oh, this is scary.
Well, it's just another reason why we should be using two-factor authentication and passkeys. I mean, we talk about this every single week, Huey. Yep. AT&T faces massive data breach exposing personal information to over 43 million subscribers. So again, it's and the worst part about this is I don't know if I know that when I got my T-Mobile account many years ago, I actually had to give them my social insurance number, or which is my Canadian one, and your, of course, is called
Social Security number.
Yeah, and they needed your social in order, and I said no, I'm not going to give it to you, and they wouldn't give me an account. So I guess this means that probably AT&T would have your social security number linked in also with your name and that, so it's a big deal.
Well, it's a big deal too. There's a major thing going on in this end of the country right now, where Nova Scotia Power, which is the province next to me, had a data breach, and they lost social insurance numbers, driver's license information, home addresses, all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of people upset. And all they did was they sent a letter out to people that said, we've had a data breach and you may be involved, but we're not really sure if you were or weren't. So, I mean, it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. This was an interesting article. I did not know this. First of all, we don't have an IKEA close to us, so it's Murray. I got to go down and visit Murray Strom in Victoria if I want, because they've got an IKEA in Victoria. But the problem is, well, anyway, so the long and the short is, but I do have Philips Hue lights. So the article was Philips Hue versus IKEA smart lights. And I thought, well, I didn't even know IKEA had their own brand of smart lights. So, and this article goes on to talk about the advantages and how the IKEA smart lights are much cheaper and in some ways better than the Philips Hue lights. So you can read the article, but I did not know. So if you do have a local IKEA that's close to you, and you're thinking about smart lights, be sure and go to IKEA because they have their own brand of smart lights. I didn't even know that. So I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got an IKEA that it's in Brandon. It's about a 45-50 minute drive from here, but I've never been there. Yeah. And I love Swedish meatballs, and they always sell them there. So I have to drive up there one day and then take a look through the store.
Have a look at the smart lights. They've got their own brand of smart lights. Yeah. And I didn't know that. And
this is mine. How AI chatbots keep you chatting. One of the things they want to do is keep you on and you utilize the service. And so they come back with questions and things to continue the conversation, whether it be how to do something or just if you're just chatting away about the weather or something. they find ways to keep it going. And this Meta buys a nuclear power plant, more or less, and what they did is they announced Tuesday morning that it was paying billions of dollars to keep an Illinois nuclear plant running through 2047. I don't think I'm going to be around in 2047. The social media company will buy all of the clean energy attributes of Constellation Energy's Clinton Clean Energy Center, a 1.1 gigawatt nuclear power plant in central Illinois starting in June of 2027. So
the story, Huey, on that was, I saw that as well, is Meta's not buying it for the power, they're buying it for the energy credits because they want to be zero neutral in their energy expenditure. So they're buying it for the energy credits, not the power, which I thought was interesting.
Okay, let's see what's next here. Can Copilot really create a presentation from my notes? And you know what? I've been doing that. Last couple of presentations I've done, I had Copilot put the slides together. It took a while. I had to have it do it, and then it put one item on a slide. So I said, give me more information, and then also add the speaker notes to it. And it's come up with some pretty good slideshows for me of material that I want to cover. And it just saved me a lot of time. Doing the work for me, I have to make sure that it's accurate in what they're talking about and then produce the video. But I found that it's been really helpful. But this is Copilot. I've been using ChatGPT, but Copilot is using a lot of ChatGPT stuff. So, and I thought too that Copilot is now going to be using ChatGPT 4.0. So I've been paying for 4.0. The update, I may not have to once that goes into effect. It still isn't doing all of it because I did ask Copilot yesterday to create a PowerPoint for me, and it said it couldn't create the slides. And so it's still not connected, but it's going to be. And so it's coming. And so there's a lot of things that you can do in AI that we couldn't do before. Every house has a cell signal sweet spot. And this talks about something that's built into iPhones, but there's something similar to it available for Androids, but it's not quite as accurate or as good. But if you have an iPhone, you want to take a look at this because there's a certain code in the phone that you push, and it'll tell you how good the signal is at any given spot to tell you where maybe that's where your router should go. And I didn't realize that a SIM card can be hacked, and this article talks a little bit about how it can be done.
eSIM.
Not how to do it.
eSIM.
In eSIM. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And Uber now offers a streamlined app for seniors, complete with flexible payment options. Uber now offers a streamlined app for seniors, complete with flexible payment options. Now, this part of it doesn't interest me, but I am seriously considering giving up my car. I don't drive it a lot, and I think because of the price of car insurance and upkeep on the car, it would be cheaper for me to use Uber to go places I want to go and not have the car or all the expenses and insurance. It would be cheaper for me each year. And then, of course, using Walmart Plus to deliver groceries and other things that I probably can save a lot of money and not have to worry about a car and all the things that go with it. And I'll probably buy a golf cart for here in the community that I live in.
You know, Huey, that's a good idea. It's a great idea for seniors, and maybe we should do a video about or talk about it on our Monday show about the app and how it works and the advantages for seniors. I think it'd be a good talk.
Yep. Yep. I haven't even put the Uber app on my phone yet. I haven't gotten that deep into getting started with my plan, but
Well, we had in British Columbia, they just Murray probably has heard this. That it was on the news this week. Uber used to be limited to Victoria and Vancouver, just to the cities. I can't remember the reason, licensing or whatever. But now they just released it to the whole province. So we'll be getting Uber all over the province, and it's all sort of going to be available for everyone. So it will be for seniors particularly. It'll be great for keeping the costs down, because taxis are expensive. Uber is about a fraction of the price of a taxi.
Yeah, and Uber does fluctuate depending upon the time of day and where you're going and their usage.
Yep.
Ron, this is you.
Yeah, MetaQuest 4 reportedly delayed to 2027, and we could easily see a whole new kind of Meta VR headset. So, ongoing stuff with development on the VR headsets.
Yeah, the technology and AI and so on is going to change that technology quite a bit.
We'll talk about this probably more next week. Lots of stuff on Apple coming out now, but Apple's A20 chip to introduce a whole bunch of new features. We'll talk about that. We talked about this article. Huey taught me this, and I use it all the time. It's the what is it? It's the Windows. It's if I bring up what is it? Control Windows? No, Alt Windows. Where it brings up your Windows history of the stuff you've copied. What is it? Windows V? Yeah.
You're talking about the clip?
Yeah, the clipboard.
Okay, I don't remember what the code is because I'm not using it now. I went back to my clip program.
I use it all the time. Darn it! Anyway, how embarrassing. Anyway, I use it all the time. I can't remember the. Anyway, you showed me that a long time ago, Huey, and I use it every day, and it brings up the whole history of the clipboard, and it's a key command. Anyway, this is some cool key commands for Windows things that you use all the time, and it's printed out, pasted, or there's some cool stuff in here. I'm not going to go through the whole article, but there's some interesting commands that you can use.
Well, the common ones that you use all the time: Control V, Control C, Control X, Control H was what you were trying to come up with, Ron, to bring up your history.
Windows. No, it's Windows. No, it's Windows and V. Sorry, it's Windows and V. If you hit the Windows and the V is in victory, that brings up the clipboard history. And I use that all the time. If I'm going to something and I want to take 2 or 3 clips and then put them somewhere, I used to always have to go and take the clip, put it, copy and paste, take the clip, copy, paste, but you get the whole history. It's now it's top of the hour.
Yep. Yeah. Here's a final one of yours. Google Play Store's new AI feature.
It can search, so you can ask it questions. Ask it about the app that you're going to use. Say, is this a good app? Do people use it? Is it safe? Ask it all a bunch of questions about the app, or say what you want to do, and it'll find the app for you. It's great. It's great. Well, anyway, it is top of the Huey. This went too fast. I was having too much fun. We haven't even got through half our articles yet today. All right. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming. It's been great. It's been a blast.
How about some final comments from people?
Comments? Let's get those in. Dick Vogel, AT&T data breach is not the first one. Unfortunately, AT&T is my only option for fiber. Jolin, Huey, I had Copilot create my slideshow in PowerPoint. Love it. Ray Baxter, hey Ray, tuned in late, but we'll go back and watch it from the beginning. Thanks, Ray. Jolin says Win Key V. Yeah, Win Key Windows in V. Yeah. There we go. Love the Windows clipboard. Isn't that great? Yeah, I do too, Jolin. It's just, I use it all the time. I will thank Huey forever for that. Thank you, gentlemen.
That's the nicest thing anybody's called me all day.
I know. That just is a nice way to finish.
Hey, we
All right. Again, thank everyone for coming. Don't forget our Monday show. We'll be back on Monday. Please come and visit us. And Huey, thank you for being here today, and thank you for all the work you do. Mike Lehman, thank you again for all the work you do and the music outros on our Monday show. And thank you for being here today and providing some helpful comments for them. And thank you for fixing my computer. It looks like the new cable's working just great. So you are my new tech guru. So thanks so much. And we'll see everybody the same time here. Yes, again, next week. I'm going to try and fix that music intro because that didn't sound very good. So we'll have better music for you at the beginning. Anyway, have a great day. Did you want to say something?
Wednesday on Sunday.
Okay. All right. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.